Participants and stakeholders at a maiden conference of the Nigeria Association of Women Journalists NAWOJ have raised alarm over the incessant abductions of schoolgirls in Nigeria, noting that it would impact negatively on the country's future. The conference, which was organized by the B Zone of NAWOJ with the theme Insecurity, the girl child as endangered species, was aimed at addressing the plight of Nigerian girls amid security challenges and targeted attacks on school children. The participants called on the federal and state government to urgently keep all schools safe, to stop attacks on the education of girls and boys and protect their future.
We owe it a duty to give the younger generation the best in terms of education and generally protect their welfare and well-being so that they can grow to become responsible and useful adults. Without addressing insecurity, that would be a mirage, and we cannot and must not allow a situation whereby the younger generation will be turned into endangered species for trying to access education. It is encouraging that we are beginning to record success in the fight against insecurity, but it is still a far cry from where we desire and deserve to be. Therefore, we must continue to muster the necessary courage, and we do the needful to achieve comprehensive results that will translate into the younger generation accessing education in all parts of the country without let or hindrance.
Vice President of the zone, Mrs. Omobola Nowola Akigbeyin, lists other barriers to formal education of the Nigerian girl child, calling on government at all levels to provide a safe environment.
The three chairs of government need to sit together at a round table to know what to do about this education, insecurity in the educational sector. Reason is this: it starts from the local government, from the community. The local government knows the in and out, the nooks and crannies where all these evil people, terrible people who are affecting the lives of our children are. Then the local government also have a responsibility to report to the state. Let the state, okay, this is what we have observed in our environment or in our community. We have done this, we have done this. You need to support us by strengthening the whatever strategies that we have put in place. Then from the state level, we go to the federal government. Now from the local government, we have all the local government chairmen who knows what is happening. They have reported to the state. From the state, they have reported to the federal. Now we need to say, okay, what do we do? This is our own strategy in this state. So I want to tell you that every state may not adopt the same strategy to ensure that we have security, that our education is protected everywhere. We can't keep quiet and pretend that all is well. No, all is not well in the educational sector. And our girls are the ones suffering it. And we need to put an end to it, not only in the education sector, even at home.
Education remains the backbone of the development of any country. And without education, no nation will prosper. And so you need to raise young people, equip them with the right education so that they can be the better leaders in the future. But when the very foundation of prosperity of a nation, which is education, is under threat, then it means we all are in trouble in this nation. And so that is why NAWOJ is concerned, and that is why we are holding this conference, pulling all critical stakeholders together so that let us brainstorm what is the way forward. Now that the educational system is under severe threat as a result of insecurity, what is the way forward? How do we go about ensuring that our schools are safe again? What should be the responsibility of government? And what should be the response of the citizens towards this issue? This is why this conference is being held.
Among those who graced the occasion were representatives of the United States Consulate General, Ojo Local Government Chairman, Nigeria Union of Journalists, and traditional rulers.
We should continue to sensitize and enlighten the entire stakeholders to make sure that this type of programs happens from time to time to educate our people, and all the stakeholders concerned should endeavor to put programs like this in place so that violence can be eradicated within our community.
Recall that in Chibok, in Borno, students were kidnapped, mainly young girls. In Dachi, the same thing. In Niger State, the same thing. In Zamfara State, the same thing. Now, there is that psychological trauma that this has placed on the girl child, to the extent that when you talk about going to school, she is want to step back because she's no longer safe. She's no longer secured. I want to applaud NAWOJ for deeming it necessary to gather all of us, stakeholders, political actors, political leaders, civil society organizations, all to come together and really appreciate this challenge from a realistic point of view.
At the end of the conference, they issued a communique that resolved that the protection of school children against all forms of insecurity and violence was the collective responsibility of all citizens, including government at all levels, civil society organizations, and traditional rulers.